Oh no. Hello and welcome. I definitely have not been lost in the lands between for the past 2 weeks. No, not at all. But regardless, I am now here with content for you all. Whilst I was researching my last video on the origins of the Karen, linked in the cards above if you have not watched it perchance, I came across a very interesting article entitled "Mom Who Refuses to Return Her Shopping Cart in Viral TikTok Doubles Down on Live News Broadcast." Thus, I made a note to come back to this later. And now, we have reached later. So let's just get right into this. On May 30th, Dr. Leslie Dobson on TikTok uploaded this video.
I'm not returning my shopping cart, and you can judge me all you want. I'm not getting my groceries into my car, getting my children into the car, and then leaving them in the car to go return the cart. So if you're gonna give me a dirty look, fuck off.
Oh boy, the cart narcs would have a field day with this lady. Just like how the comments are also digging into her quite hard. For example, I agree. I have had all 4 of my kids stolen on all separate occasions while they sat 30 steps away in the car while I returned my cart. I miss them. Crying, laughing emoji. Or this one. Yeah, I don't blame you. I have 4 kids, and I always just ram my cart into the cars next to me so the wind doesn't have to work as hard. And there are multiple people mentioning how you should just park right next to the cart return, or maybe just take the kids with you when you return the cart. Then you're not leaving them in the car. Leaving your shopping cart is such an irresponsible and asshole-ish thing to do. By leaving your cart in the middle of the parking lot, you are making it so that your cart may be blown by the wind into other people's cars, damaging them. Now, how would you feel if your car got dinged by a shopping cart that someone just left around because they didn't feel like spending an extra 30 seconds to put it back? With the vibes this woman gives off, and the way she says that last line, she would not take that very well. I can guarantee it. But unfortunately, so many people have this idea of rules for thee, but not for me. And it's not my problem. Someone's getting paid to pick these carts up. So why do I have to put them back? And then after all of these overwhelmingly negative comments she has received on the video, she decides to double down. The KTLA-5 news network, operating out of Los Angeles, California, invites her on to defend her stance. I must say, as an official news network, do you really have nothing better to do than cover a TikTok video that went viral and inviting the creator on to poorly debate their stance? Really? But regardless, let's just get into that part of the broadcast.
Joining us now, of course, Dr. Leslie Dobson, your local. We said Long Beach. We had to bring you in. Yes. Good morning. You have a smile on your face.
Yeah, she has the fakest smile I have ever seen in all of my days.
I'm glad because when something in a video like this goes viral, the intention I don't think was to divide the internet. It happened. Your initial reaction to all of this?
I'm shocked, but I'm also very happy.
Okay.
Because I have received hundreds, maybe to the point of thousands of messages of moms saying, I pulled into the shopping cart spot, I'm looking at my surroundings and I'm more aware now. I'm having conversations with my kids about safety. And that's all I wanted was, I know the video was provocative, but that's what I wanted. I wanted to grab attention.
Yeah, if you weren't seeking attention, you wouldn't be on the news. But here she states she made the video intentionally provocative in order to evoke discussion on the topic of child safety, but we all know that is absolute bull. She is coming up with clever little lies that fit just right in order to cover up her poorly manufactured excuse onto why she thinks it's okay to be a terrible person in public.
And say, look, if you're getting in an elevator and someone comes in behind you, you don't have to worry that they're going to judge you. You can get out of the elevator.
Yeah.
Right? If you're in a parking lot and you think someone's behind you, you can turn around and look at them. you don't have to worry about them judging you. So it's the bigger picture of we need to empower ourselves to trust our intuition.
Lady, you are comparing apples to oranges, exiting the elevator because some creep walks in and you're no longer comfortable, and turning around because you have your spidey senses tingling in the parking lot are not the same thing as leaving a potentially property-damaging device laying around, especially when it takes all of 30 seconds tops to put said property-damaging device in a place where it won't damage property. Or even in a worst-case scenario, the wind picks up that cart, carries it into a street, maybe even a highway. A car hits it. You now have a wreck because of your laziness. Also, I must point out, why would you care about what a random person you are more than likely never going to meet again thinks about you? Now I know what you may be saying. Hey, bored bird, why would this person care about all the negative attention given to them? It's just from strangers that'll never affect them. Well, there's the funny thing. I said earlier, she is Dr. Leslie Dobson on TikTok. And if we do a little digging, she is in fact a doctor that practices in Long Beach, California. And when you are in a public-facing role like that, where you are your business, public perception is quite important. And we can see over on Google reviews, they are a bit negative. 1 out of 5 stars. Probably be 0 out of 5 if that was possible. And I know it's just Google reviews. They're also after the video, so they're not wholly unbiased. But it's still an example. People will search her name up and they see that, and it harms her credibility, which in turn harms her business. Thus, she cares, which is why she is on a news channel trying to cover her ass.
Yeah, I'm curious. So this has received millions of views, 100,000 comments, national news it is made. What do you think struck such a nerve with people? Why do you think people are so fired up over this topic of shopping carts?
This is not national news. If this is what you consider national news, I worry for you. But B, the reason why it's garnered so much attention is because it's something people can collectively look at and point and laugh and say, publicly shame her, which is something we need to do more. Public shaming really doesn't happen enough nowadays. When people are idiots, they need to be shamed. Don't at me.
Honestly, I didn't know that it was going to hit such a nerve.
So
but
it surprised you too?
It surprised me too, because there are shopping carts all over every parking lot area.
Yeah, every grocery store, there's people not returning their shopping carts or returning them.
Yeah, and you're part of the problem. People like you, who have no consideration for others, who consider everything, oh, it's not my problem. You are the problem. Just because there are many people who also act poorly doesn't mean you should also act poorly. That is small, smooth brain thinking there. Grow those wrinkles. Additionally, just popped into my mind, this contradicts what she said earlier. She stated she made the video intentionally provocative in order to facet the discussion. Now she's saying she didn't think it would be so provocative, directly contradicting herself. We're catching her in a lie.
Go ahead.
Oh, I think it's such an important topic because I think moms are minimized a lot, dads too, but it is really hard to get young kids into the car. And coming from the mindset of somebody who's worked with predators for 20 years, I know how they think and I know what they look for. And that is a vulnerable moment. When you return to your car, you have already been watched for a significant amount of time. So if you are choosing social niceties over protecting your children, I just wanted to say you don't have to.
Or, hear me out, you could perform those social niceties while keeping the kids at your side instead of leaving them in your car if you are oh so concerned. That way, you can put the car back, not be a lazy piece of shit, and keep your kids in your eyesight and reach at all times. Not too hard.
You're not saying moms with kids in the car don't return your car. If you feel in your gut that you're in a fine situation, the lighting is right in the parking lot, by all means do it. But if you don't feel comfortable, don't do it, and there's no shame in that, right? That's the message I got as a mom with a 4 and a 1-year-old. And how many times have I put the kids in the car and the groceries, and I'm like, okay, I have to return that car because society says, right, like you should do that. Yeah. So you run over and you're saying because of the statistics, and you posted follow-up videos, that's actually putting your child in danger. What are the statistics?
They range, but I mean, in America, there's 1 million children abducted a year. and they are assaulted. And I mean, I'd say about 300 kids a year abducted in parking lots. And
Now I'm just doing some quick Google searching here. There is approximately 46 to 47 million children under the age of 12 in the US. Now you're saying 300 of those get abducted per year. And just to make sure, I'm not saying this isn't a bad thing that there are 300 per year that do get abducted in parking lots. However, if you do the math, the odds of your child being abducted per year is this really small number. For reference, the odds of getting in a car accident yearly is 1 in 107. That is overwhelmingly more likely to happen than your kid getting abducted. So if you're really concerned about your kid's safety, maybe you shouldn't be taking them in the vehicle. So what I'm trying to say is yes, be careful, be aware of your surroundings. However, don't be a piece of shit and leave your cart around for potential damages to happen to the property and livelihood of others. Take your kids with you and put that cart back. I will also add that the children getting abducted in parking lots are not being abducted intentionally. The thing that typically happens in these parking lot situations is someone will find an unlocked car that has been left attended and they want to steal the car. And the kid just so happens to be in the car and later they dump the kid off somewhere else. Because they don't care about the kid, they want the vehicle because that's the thing of value to them.
you know, our big grocery stores are not coming out and sharing statistics. I mean, obviously they don't want to, but it happens a lot. It happens on average in 40 seconds. So how long is it taking you to take your cart back?
What is your reaction to both people that maybe this resonates with in a positive way, but also haters that say you're a Karen or that if you don't return your shopping cart, you're some kind of horrible person?
I've received death threats. I mean,
Public shaming is one thing, but death threats are never okay. That's just too far.
it's been a pretty wild response. I've been doxxed online. It's pretty ridiculous. I mean, I wish all of these people who were putting the hate towards me would put the awareness towards safety. But what we have done is built so much awareness that we have taken power back from predators, because now this is a worldwide conversation, which I am shocked by. But honestly, if we have awareness, then that predator isn't going to be able to do what he intended.
And do you want to set the record straight? You
Yes.
do return shopping carts. You posted a video where you returned numerous shopping carts,
I
right?
do it. You're just saying, yeah, exactly. Clear the air here. What is your message to everyone?
I always return my shopping cart, but if I don't feel safe and my kids are in the car, they are my priority. And I will put the cart somewhere safe and I will leave it. It's not going to be rolling around.
That segment is yet more trying to cover her ass. It doesn't matter where you put it. There is no putting it somewhere safe that isn't back in the cart receptacle area or inside the store. If it's not in one of those two locations, it's not safe. Okay, but that's enough of this program, honestly. There's only like 30, 40 more seconds left. They just ask her, what are you going to do with all the attention you've got now? And she just says, oh, I'm going to use it to help push my message and boost my reach and standard internet influencer things. But now that we've finished going through this broadcast, I thought I'd touch on a few points. I did a little digging on the statistics that she mentioned, and I found that 300 abductions number in parking lots to be a bit suspect. In a Reuters article, they were quoting an FBI representative who stated fewer than 350 people under the age of 21 have been abducted by strangers in the United States per year since 2010. So if that's how many are being abducted by strangers just period annually, there's no way that can be the amount abducted in parking lots annually. That just doesn't fit, which to me damages her credibility greatly. So we have this unreliable, and as one of those Google review comments mentioned, lazy and self-entitled human, whomst we may describe as Karen. But I think we've talked about this woman long enough. Before we go, in case any of you do not put your carts away when you finish shopping, I implore you, please be considerate of others and put your cart away. If you're concerned for your children being kidnapped, keep them at an arm's reach at all times. Also, apologies for having literally zero consistency in my uploads. I shall be making an effort to work towards that consistent weekly upload schedule. But that's all I have for today. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy the video, leave a dislike. On your way out, you'll see that funny little subscribe button. Looks a lot like a car. So go ahead and let the wind carry your shopping cart right into it. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. If it's not, have a wonderful day. Bye.